Tyson Fury's promoter Frank Warren reporting Tuesday that the two-time heavyweight champion will exercise his rematch clause for a bout likely to occur October 12 in Saudi Arabia. Fury has the opportunity to make some edits on a legacy that now has the scar of his first defeat. He's had a historic heavyweight career. He's one of the best heavyweights I've ever seen and one of the best who's ever lived, ProBox TV's Chris Algieri said on Monday's episode of Deep Waters. Before the news arrived of Fury, 34-1 24 costs, invoking the rematch against undisputed heavyweight champion Oleksandr Usyk, 22-0 14 costs. Following Usyk's split decision triumph in Saudi Arabia Saturday, Algieri and fellow analyst Paulie Malignaggi said it makes perfect sense to pursue his second crack. Before Usyk launched his rally from a 68-65 deficit on two scorecards before the 8th round, I was thinking I wouldn't be surprised if Fury stops Usyk, Algieri said. And if Usyk doesn't hurt and knock down Fury, Fury wins that fight. I know we're looking at it in hindsight, but if Usyk doesn't drop Fury in the 9th, he loses the fight. Fury was in dominant control in rounds 4, 5, 6, and 7. Dominant boxing, beautiful boxing IQ. Even after the knockdown, Fury recovered like he did from that harrowing knockdown in his first Deontay Wilder bout to produce a snapping job, Algieri noted. The guy still got it. Told that Usyk has already been established as a more comfortable -200 betting favorite in the rematch. Algieri said, I don't know what happens in the rematch. Deep Waters analyst Paulie Malignaggi said while Fury's first loss opens him to reflective criticism that he's taken too much time off and fought down to the competition, in some cases, he remains one of the best fighters of his generation and one of the best heavyweights of his era. The Wilder trilogy and the Wladimir Klitschko win was one for the books. Every performance is so important. You're really under the microscope each and every time. Fury, 35, is still capable of staging a massive all-UK showdown with former three-belt champion Anthony Joshua if Joshua is able to recapture the IBF belt that will be given to the June 1 Filip Hrgovic-Daniel Dubois winner. Whether it's Joshua or Hrgovic or Dubois down the road, those are great fights I want to see, Malignaggi said. The legacy damage is more like a stain that can be scrubbed away. It's a loss on his record. All the great heavyweights have losses, Algieri said. It doesn't change his legacy. Granted, it's not the same as it was before the fight, but if he comes back and beats Usyk in the rematch, then we got the whole trilogy. That's a legacy builder. I don't think this loss hurts him that bad. Carl Froch has once again hit out at John Fury, but this time he thinks the former fighter has cost Tyson Fury his world title. Fury was hurt badly in the 9th round before losing via split decision, and Froch has had his say on the fight. In the fight's crucial stages, Fury's sir was very vocal in the corner as he was giving his son advice when Sugar Hill Stewart was speaking. Stewart is Fury's official trainer, but Froch believes that the conduct of the elder Fury had a disastrous impact on the result. John Fury interfering in Tyson's corner could have been the difference between winning and losing. His coach Sugar Hill knows everything about the game. He was trying to give him instructions. How can Tyson focus on Sugar Hill and take on those instructions when he's got John Fury shouting down his ear and talking to him through the ropes? It's impossible. You can't listen to two people at once. That could have been the difference between winning and losing in a close fight. That interference in the corner could have cost Tyson the fight. Fury was rocked badly in the 9th round before recovering brilliantly, but he was still unable to pull the fight back in his favor. Usyk finished the bout stronger after Fury dominated the middle rounds, and a big push towards the finish line was enough to give him the win. Rozier, one of boxing's most respected trainers, has had his say on the contest and why he thinks Fury lost. I think Usyk won. I was pulling for Fury, but he didn't do enough in the 11th and 12th round to pull it off, said Rozier when speaking to. You know you're behind. Even if you have an idea, you have to turn up the volume, and he didn't turn up the volume. Carl Froch has dismissed a showdown between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua after both fighters have now lost to Oleksandr Usyk. The pair had been speculated to meet in a huge clash next year, but those plans are far from confirmed after Fury's recent setback. Fury was performing well against Usyk before the fight changed dramatically at the bout's 9th round. Fury received a count before losing via split decision, but it appears he's ready to jump straight back in with Usyk, meaning a huge battle against Joshua will have to wait. I'm not surprised Fury's activated the rematch clause. Where else can he go? Does anyone want to see Fury and Anthony Joshua? It's two losers, isn't it? Said Froch when speaking to. You've got two losers there fighting over second place. It would have been huge if Fury beat Usyk, but now it's two losers in a rubber match. I'm not that excited about it. If Nottingham Forest are playing, I'm watching that instead. There is a new undisputed champion in the sport of boxing after Oleksandr Usyk beat Tyson Fury on May 18 to claim all 4 world title belts at heavyweight. It was a thrilling contest in Riyadh, which saw Usyk trouble Fury throughout all 12 rounds, especially in the 9th, where the Ukrainian almost stopped his British rival, who was saved by a standing count by the referee. Usyk's success in becoming an undisputed champion in his second weight class has now made him an all-time great after doing the same at cruiserweight, which came after his stellar amateur career. Usyk came into his undisputed clash with Tyson Fury on Saturday, little on boasting the WBO, IBF, and WBA belts. After his thrilling win over Fury, he picked up the WBC strap, becoming the first 4-belt champion at heavyweight. That left him looking at a rematch with the Briton, but also facing the prospect he may need to give up the IBF belt to avoid a mandatory defense against Filip Hrgovic. That would see him with 3 belts, and with his own victory on Saturday against Frank Sanchez, Caballero is now the WBC mandatory challenger. Caballero made it clear he would be ready for the challenge. "I don't know about a world title fight. We will see. We are ready for the next," he said. The fight was close, the contract was finished, but coronavirus, you know. But no problem. Tyson, for me, he's like my mentor, my big brother. He helped me a lot. I was sparing him in 2016 for the second fight with Wladimir Klitschko. This fight got cancelled. I was there with him for 2 weeks. He gave me very good hospitality, was very friendly. After this, we are a little bit friends. On Saturday night, the 2-time unified heavyweight champion sat at ringside and paid close attention as his former opponent, Oleksandr Usyk, outfought Tyson Fury down the stretch to become the first undisputed heavyweight champion in a quarter of a century. After making a quick start, Usyk appeared to be struggling with a flowing Fury's size and variety before dramatically hurting and flooring the Gypsy King to change the tide of the whole contest. After sharing 24 rounds with the brilliant Ukrainian 2-time unified champion, Joshua undoubtedly recognized Usyk's lung-bursting late effort and felt that his second-half effort carried him to a deserved victory. He had Usyk winning quite convincingly. Joshua's promoter, Eddie Hearn, told Matchroom Boxing, "I went over after and said, 'What do you think?' He said, 'Usyk's won. Great fight, but Usyk's a comfortable winner.' I think most people felt Usyk won, it's just how wide they saw the cards. It seems an inevitability that the IBF will announce that Usyk must take a break from his post-fight celebrations and decide whether he will defend his IBF title against their mandatory challenger, Filip Hrgovic, or vacate the belt and bring to an end a glorious but short reign as the undisputed champion. Contractual and financial considerations make it all but certain that Usyk will relinquish the title and face Fury in a rematch later this year, leaving Hrgovic and Daniel Dubois free to contest the vacant strap on June 1st. Rumors abound that Joshua is already being lined up to take on the winner of the Hrgovic-Dubois fight later this summer. Regardless of what happens to the IBF title over the next 4 months, Usyk will remain the man. But if Joshua can regain the belt he first won by knocking out Charles Martin back in 2016, he would put himself in prime position for a fight with the winner of the Usyk-Fury rematch. The other sanctioning bodies all have their own mandatory challengers to consider, but having seen just how well received the Usyk-Fury fight was, the prospect of a money-spinning undisputed trilogy fight between Usyk and Joshua, or a battle of Britain between Fury and Aj, might just convince them to push to the matter to bottom of their agendas for a little while longer. He's ready to fight anybody. He'd love to fight Usyk again. He'd love to fight Tyson Fury. He's happy to fight Hrgovic. He's happy to fight Dubois. Happy to fight Parker Wilder. Any of them, Hearn said. "You not got a problem with Anthony Joshua. Anybody who wants it can get it, but at the same time he wants to regain his heavyweight championship."